Hello, Sport. I'm Stu Cavanaugh to see Jessica Reardon.
You with the police?
No, I'm Private Dick.
The butler's in the library with the doctor.
The victim was Derek Reardon, financier, apparently shot in his own bathrobe in his own room with his own gun. Next morning, the police were gone. The household was doing its best to return to normal.
I'll see you on the court.
Don't be too long.
You know, it might have been a suicide or an accident.
Cleaning his gun?
Or maybe even a burglar, times being what they are.
So far, no one seemed to be mourning.
Private detective.
Mr. Cavanaugh.
Jessica Reardon, sister of the deceased and a well-known matron of the arts.
Derek was my brother.
I'll see you later, I'm sure.
All right, thank you, pal.
I want you to find my brother's murderer. The others have agreed to see you.
You've ruled out anyone from the outside?
Naturally. Well, where do you want to start?
The doctor.
Before he left me with Dr. Moorfield, I asked the butler, Pembroke, if the time on the clock was correct. He squinted and hemmed and hawed, and I knew I'd run into my first obstacle, a nearsighted butler. If you like your doctors slightly seedy, then Theodore Moorfield is right up your alley. He had spent most of his years tromping through the jungles of South America, but now he was staying with the Reardons. The kind of live-in medico only the rich and the sickly can afford. It seems that Derek was both.
I don't know why anyone would kill him. He had only 6 months to live anyway.
Who all knew about this?
His wife, his sister, his brother.
Was it you who diagnosed the disease?
Of course. He was supposed to have gone to New York today for a second opinion. I had insisted on it.
Moorfield's own candidate for the hot seat was one Austin Bueller, business manager. According to the good doc, Austin had been embezzling.
Bueller was systematically draining the firm. If Derek had found out about it and threatened him with the police, you've got yourself quite a job. Just about everyone hated Derek Reardon.
Can you describe last night for me?
He was being abusive, hinting that he was going to change his will.
Who inherits now?
Derek's wife, Elisa, and his brother, Tom, inherit under the present setup. Anyway, halfway through dinner, he went up to his room. I followed him upstairs and gave him his painkiller. Later, I was sitting in the north porch with Jessica, debating whether or not to go up to bed myself, when we heard the shot. I went up the back stairs. Helena Crane and I almost ran into each other.
Did everyone come running?
Within a minute or so, yes. I knocked and called. When he didn't answer, Tom and I pushed open the door. He was lying there by the desk.
Who's the first to approach the body?
Helena Crane, his secretary. I ran off to get my bag, just in case.
I was the only one to approach the body until the doctor returned. I could smell a trace of gunpowder. His gun, the one he kept loaded in the top drawer, was behind the desk.
Were you ever left alone with the body?
Maybe for 30 seconds. Helena Crane.
I'd never met anyone less like a Helena and more like a Crane.
Hey, tell me a little about the
But she seemed to have been devoted to him. I guess that counts. Although she wasn't too easy on the rest of the family.
Don't ask me why. If I were you, I'd talk to his widow, Elisa.
I intend to.
She inherits, you know. That's a motive.
It certainly is.
Then there's his brother, Tom. He's a bit of a ne'er-do-well, and there's never been any love lost between them.
And he inherits, too.
Listen, if you just want me to shut up, I will.
I apologize in my own way, and I encourage her to continue. Personally, I find gossip annoying. It's not the best trait for a private eye. We were now on the subject of Sissy Loper.
Cecily Loper, 17. Her real name is Cecily, still in high school. She's a distant cousin and has spent most of her life in an orphanage until they found out she was related. She's been doing her best to finagle her way into the will.
She was a regular fountain of information. Derek had taken out a strange insurance policy. If he died of anything other than his illness or suicide, the company'd get a shot in the arm of $1 million. I asked Helena where she'd been when the starting gun went off. She said she was in the pantry on the horn of the Chicago office. Okay, that'd be easy enough to check out.
Tell me, where does Reardon keep his valuables?
Locked in the bottom right drawer of his desk.
I wanted to sit around and chat some more, but I was called to the phone. It was my Max. Maxine Blair is my right hand. I have to answer my own mail, do my own typing, but if I needed to know what the Roosevelts had for breakfast a year ago Thursday, she could find out. She'd already cracked Austin Bueller. In a 1920 interview, he admitted to his past. Before the war, this business genius was touring the German provinces in a circus. His specialty, trapeze artist. Well, we all have things in our past we'd like to hide.
Bye.